Welcome back to the channel. It's truly a blessing to have you here again. Whether you're joining us for the first time or you've been walking this journey of reflection and personal growth with us, today's topic is going to hit close to home. We're diving into something so common, so subtle, yet so powerful it can quietly unravel even the strongest of connections. We are talking about three simple words, I think that. At first glance, they seem harmless, a natural part of conversation, but beneath those words often hides something far more dangerous: assumption, projection, miscommunication, and the slow erosion of empathy. In every kind of relationship, romantic, familial, professional, conflict rarely erupts from big events. More often, it builds over time, quietly, from small misunderstandings, tiny judgments, and unspoken feelings. And if you listen closely, many of those moments start with some version of I think that. I think you don't care about me anymore. I think you're not being supportive. I think you're doing this on purpose. These are not facts. They are perceptions colored by emotion, filtered through past wounds, and often disconnected from reality. Yet we cling to them as truth. And relationships suffer. Why do we do this? Because I think that feels safer than vulnerability. It's easier to judge than to ask. Easier to assume than to explore. Easier to accuse than to understand. But the price we pay is high. When we stop listening, when we stop verifying, when we start believing every narrative our mind creates, we stop connecting. We stop building trust. We turn intimacy into a battlefield. Imagine a couple. One partner is quiet after work, distant, the other starts to feel insecure. Instead of asking, "Are you okay?" they say, "I think you're ignoring me." The energy changes. A wall goes up. A defensive reply follows, "I'm just tired." Why do you always assume the worst? And now, instead of supporting each other, they're caught in a spiral of misunderstanding. This happens every day, in marriages, friendships, teams. And it all starts with, I think that. Let's break this down. The phrase, I think that, pretends to be about you, but it's actually about the other person. It suggests ownership of feeling, but then quickly jumps to interpretation. Instead of saying, I feel hurt, we say, I think you don't care. See the shift? One opens a door, the other slams it. So what's the alternative? Start with emotion, not analysis. Instead of I think you're being distant, say, I feel a little disconnected today. Can we talk? Instead of I think you're mad at me, say, I'm feeling uneasy. There's something going on between us. Instead of I think you don't respect me, say, when that happened, I felt hurt and unseen. Can we unpack it? The difference may seem small, but it's everything. It moves us from accusation to inquiry, from defense to dialogue. Relationships thrive on two things, truth and trust. I think that erodes both because it blurs the line between what is and what you assume. And when assumptions pile up, communication breaks down. And now, let's look at some real-life stories. A woman I once knew lost her best friend of 10 years over a series of small I think that statements. It began with cancelled plans. She thought, I think she's avoiding me. Then, fewer texts. I think she doesn't want to be friends anymore. Instead of asking, she pulled back. So did the friend. Years of connection vanished into silence, when the truth was, the friend had been struggling with depression and didn't know how to ask for help. Another story, a father and son, both stubborn, both proud. The father says, I think you don't respect my experience. The son says, I think you don't trust me. They speak past each other for years. Then one day, the son says, when you give me advice without asking, I feel like you don't believe in me. The father responds, I give advice because I'm scared you'll get hurt. I don't want to lose you. That conversation didn't end their conflicts, but it reopened their hearts. That's the power of dropping assumptions and embracing vulnerability. So, what's really at the heart of this? Empathy. To truly connect, we must be willing to pause our judgments and lean into curiosity. We must trade the urge to be right for the desire to be close. We must remember that every person sees the world through their own lens, and no two lenses are the same. Empathy means listening without preparing a reply. It means asking, not assuming. It means slowing down, especially when emotions rise. And it means checking in not just with others, but with ourselves. Because I think that doesn't just hurt relationships with others, it damages our relationship with reality. It makes us prisoners of our own stories. And often, those stories are wrong. You thought they were ignoring you, but they were grieving. You thought they were angry, but they were anxious. You thought they were selfish, but they were scared. Only when we ask, only when we listen, do we find out the truth. And when we do, something beautiful happens. Walls come down. Misunderstandings dissolve. Connection returns. That's why the wisest people are often the best listeners. They speak less, ask more, and create space for others to show up as they are. It's not because they lack opinions. It's because they've learned that being heard is more healing than being right. So today, I invite you to reflect. How often do you say, "I think that"? How often do you mistake emotion for fact? How often do you defend a judgment that you never verified? And most importantly, how would your relationships change if you replaced "I think that" with "Can we talk about this?" or "Can I understand better?" The choice is yours. You can keep building walls, or you can build bridges. You can keep assuming, or you can ask. And when you do, when you choose understanding over judgment, you may find that the relationships you thought were broken were just waiting for a deeper conversation. Thank you for watching this video. If this message resonated with you, if you've ever lost connection because of assumptions, share your story in the comments. Let's build a space of honesty and healing, one conversation at a time. And if you found this valuable, please like, subscribe, and share with someone who needs this reminder. Until next time, remember, every "I think that" can become an "I understand you" if we are willing to listen.